you want to have nice audio like me. So basically, here's what you do. Here's what you do to get good audio like me. So first of all, it starts in the settings. So general, we'll just leave this alone. So first of all, to get everything set up, you want to connect your Twitch, connect it not with the stream tree, but connect the account. Then just check ignore streaming service recommendations to get the best possible quality. Because with the recommendation, it will only give you 6,000 kilobits, which is not enough for 1080p 60 FPS. So just check that. Then the interesting one is streaming, of course. So you want to make sure that you're on audio track 1. That's the stream audio track. Just check that. VOD track should be 2 because you do not want to have it on 1. You're going to have Spotify on 1 and you're going to play copyrighted music. And if you play copyrighted music on stream, that's fine. But if you have it on the VODs, meaning on the videos of the stream that are going to be saved to Twitch afterwards, you will get demonetized. It's pretty bad. Don't do it. Just have it on second one. We'll get more into that. Do not worry. Video encoder, make that NVIDIA NVENC. That's the one that's in your graphics card. It will not that's the one that's in your graphics card. It will not affect your performance. Choose that one. Rescale output, disable that. Rate control, make it constant bit rate. Then make sure it's 8,000 for 1080p 60 FPS. Keyframe interval 2 seconds. Preset, you can change that depending on how good your PC is. You want to at least have it at medium, and P7 if you have a good PC. But you have to experiment with that. If you look down to your bar here where it's kind of hard to see because I'm here, when it says drop frames, you might want to change that to like medium or slow, like something like that. Tuning, you can set that to high quality if you want, or ultra low latency if you wanted to have like a really ultra low latency stream, but I would recommend quality because it just looks better in the end. Multipass mode, make it quarter resolution. You can play around with this. This does not really matter too much. Enable look ahead and adaptive quantization. I fucked up. B-frames, make that too. Then click apply. Always click apply, otherwise it won't work. Then go to audio, make all of them 320, 320, 320. You don't really need the other ones because you only care about the first one and the second one. Click on audio. Make sure it's 48 kilohertz, channel stereo. Disable desktop audio. All of them should be disabled. The only one that should be enabled is mic audio. Desktop audio is the wrong thing. You want to have everything split up for a lot of different reasons. You can make the decay rate fast. And true peak for the it's easier to properly see how good your mix is. Make your monitoring device wherever your headphones are. You can choose. You just have to have it on your headphones. And your video settings should be 1080p, depending on maybe if you want a 4K stream or 1440p. But right now that's in beta, so most likely you won't have access to that. But if so, then follow that and stream on the bitrate that gets recommended for that. Anyways, click on apply and then okay. That's good. You're set for now. Now, what you want to do is you want to make a nested scene like this, meaning you click on the plus here, you create a new scene and make that nested scene, and you just make a nested scene, call it whatever you fucking want. Click OK. Then you're going to have the nested scene. Damn it. All right, now you're in a nested scene. Make sure for everything that you add. Now that you're in a nested scene, make sure you, now that you're in a nested scene, click plus and application audio capture. This you want to do for everything that is not your game. Like for example, Discord. So make that Discord. And then it will show you the properties, right? Make sure to select Discord, right? And then match title. Otherwise, find same executable, which means if you go into a different voice channel, it won't disconnect that. So don't be worried. Just make it this one, click on that one, and then okay. There you go. Now, if you can see, you got Discord here. So if anybody on Discord would talk right now, that would be here. So you can mute that individually. Then you can still hear Discord, but stream can't. Please don't pay attention to how many I have set up right now. This doesn't have to be for you. Just make sure you have another one and then you call that Spotify or Apple Music, depending on what you use, which will bring up this window, of course. And then you just select whatever is playing right now and then match title, otherwise find window of same executable, right? And click OK. And you have that too. So right now it would be playing, but I have music playing right now, so you can mute that, you can unmute that. Anyways, the most important thing is what you put on it, meaning the effects. So this is what this video is really about, is how to get your mic to sound proper. I see way too many tutorials, and yes, I have watched every single one on YouTube right now. None of them actually tell you how to properly set up your vocals. This will not, like any of the tutorials that they have recorded on YouTube, is not how any of the professionals actually have their microphones set up. I don't know how they have their microphone set up, but I have it pretty down to a T. No. Most of the times when you see the videos for how they explain how the audio is supposed to, how they can make it, in most of the tutorials, they talk complete crap. Don't listen to that. Do not listen to that, please. Most of them are sponsored by gaming companies to promote their gaming microphone. I cannot stress this enough. Please do not buy microphones from gaming companies. Gaming companies do not know anything about audio. It is just a promotion. Please do not buy from there. Buy actual microphones. Here are some recommendations for different price categories. If you only have 30 or 40, maybe only $20 to spare for a microphone, first of all, do not get a headset. Please do not get a headset. Headsets are horrible, and most of the times the sound is unfixable. Do not get a headset, please. Instead, get yourself Yeti, a Blue Yeti. Get yourself a Blue Yeti, which you can get used for like $20, $30, maybe $40, depends. Get that instead of just a headset or nothing. Mid-price category, I would recommend, I'll just throw that on the screen right now. And if you have a lot of money to spend for a microphone, I recommend, depending on your voice, I would recommend a Rode Procaster or a Shure SM7B, which is the one that I have right now. But those microphones come with a very hefty price. But anyways, let's go to the effects now. So basically, when you have your microphone, this is your microphone track, right? It was a microphone, aux audio. It should be something like that. You can see if you talk, you can see it moving, right? Click on the three dots, click on filters. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on plus. And if you have a lot of background noise and it's really, really bad with your background noise, you want to add, like here, go here, and then noise suppression, add noise suppression, and make sure to choose the good quality CPU, the more CPU usage one. Do not go for the low one. Always go for the high one. It will not really impact your CPU too much. I don't have it right now. I had it for an old microphone. This setup went through different microphones. That's why I have some effects here that I do not use, but I will explain that. So make sure you have either noise suppression or that your room is quiet enough. Another thing is, do not buy the sound dampening panels from Amazon, the cheap ones, the blue and black or black and red ones. You know, you've seen them everywhere. They make your whole sound even worse. Please do not buy them. They're not sound isolation or soundproofing, not even close. There's different videos that explain sound dampening, but those will not help with that. If you actually want to dampen your sound, you have money to throw at that, which is not throwaway. It's actually really good. Big panels like these are actually the ones that help you with noise reduction. But something that can help, which is cheaper, is a moving blanket. You can go and get thick moving blankets and hang them up in your room. That will very much improve the whole situation of your how you sound. Anyways, then you want to look at this here. You want to see, are you loud or not? You want to kind of go halfway into the mids. You don't want to hit the reds. You don't want to be down here. You want to be definitely audible, which is between -15 and 10, -10 dB. So go ahead, add a gain. Go ahead, add gain. And then make sure that's cranked up to where it's enough to sound. No. Make sure it's cranked high up. No. Make sure it's cranked up high enough so you don't hit the reds, but you kind of stay between here. Make sure you're loud enough, basically. If you're not sure about that, you can also click on the three dots, Advanced Audio Properties, where it says your microphone. Go over here. Also activate this checkbox, which puts your mic in mono. If your microphone does stereo, you do not want that. That will make your microphone sound horrible on stream. Make sure mono is checked. That's very, very important. You can turn on monitor, and now you can hear yourself. I would recommend turning this on during this whole process. It's weird because you hear yourself. You should hear yourself. If not, you did something wrong. Go back into settings and make sure that the monitoring device is set to your headphones. But I'm going to turn that off because I already have it set up, but I'm going to explain it to you. So, when you click on it, there are a lot of tutorials speaking about EQs, and then they just add 3-band equalizers, which is this. This is horrible. This will not work. If you use this and you crank up highs, mids, lows, it will literally destroy your whole sound. it will boost the sibilant frequencies. It's horrible. Please do not do that. Please don't. So what I'm going to do, here's a safe plugin that is free for, I'm going to link a plugin here that you can use that's free. That will work as I will link a free plugin here so you can use that for your EQ. You definitely need that. You definitely need that. It's a need, 100%. So I may explain how that works afterwards, but for now, I'm going to insert right now how that works. No. I'll show you now how to download this plugin and how to make it work. Alright, once you did this, when you add a VST plugin, this will pop up. So you want to select the right plugin, which is RIA EQ Standalone. Click on that. Open interface. Oh, that's wrong. That's a compressor. Select RIA Compression Standalone. This is a compressor. This will make your the stuff that you say that's like quiet will make it louder, and the stuff that's like louder more, it will normalize your volume basically. You want to turn that into a 2 to 1. So basically this slider, make that 2. So it says 2. That's fine. You can close this one for now. I always use more than one, so you can use another compressor right here and make it 2 to 1 again and kind of play with the threshold until you're happy with how loud it is. You want to make the attack 2 milliseconds, release 100 so it doesn't sound weird. And the output gain, you want to kind of play around with that until you're satisfied with that. Add a noise gate, and with the open and close, basically open, it will once it's loud enough, it will start to unmute you, and close is when it will start to mute you again when the sound falls under that certain dB. So basically, just when you listen to yourself, make sure you don't hear your background, but when you turn this up, so when you say something like the H, like hello, like that won't cut out the H of that word, right? You want to make sure that even if you talk quietly, that it will still pick it up. And with the close threshold, you want to make that so when you talk, that it doesn't randomly just mute you. Attack time, make that 11. Hold time 15, release time 15. Then add another VST. This one, you will want to make RIA EQ standalone. Now we will get into the Now we will get into the more technical part. So what you want to do, you want to grab a band. You want to make it you want to grab one of these things, type, make it a band, and then decrease the bandwidth and increase the gain until it looks something like this. You can make a little like that to make it like 0.1 or 0.2 or something like that. Yeah. And then basically you want to listen to yourself, and if it's like really annoying, I don't know, man. You can use the frequency knob to move it around, and you have to talk during that. And if you hear like a whistling sound, it will mostly be around like 100 to 300, 500 kind of there. That will be like the sibilance. Not sibilance, sorry. That will be the resonant frequencies. The best way I can explain it is try to find the boxiness. Try to find the boxiness in your vocal, something that sounds really, really bad. If you find it and it's like the loudest point, if it's the loudest at that point, you want to take the gain and you want to decrease it by -5, like -3 to -5, whatever sounds normal. You can also just tiny bit increase the bandwidth to like -5 or -7. And you want to repeat that with the next one as well. So basically turn on the bandwidth, turn up the gain. You want to listen out for the certain frequencies that you don't like. Let's say there's a whistling sound here. You want to make that -5. There you go. All right, the next thing you have to worry about once you have done that is the sibilance. The sibilance in your voice is the like when you say snake, for example, like the S's will sound very sharp. Now the S's will be in this region, like this region. See this here? This is where the S's are going to be. So you're going to actually make your bandwidth a little wider than normal. And you want to listen out for this where it's like really sharp, but it's way too loud, like almost ear piercing. You want to take that and make it a little bigger like this, and you want to whip. You want to kind of like, you want to decrease it by like 5 to 6 dB to kind of take care of the sibilance. That will be the de-esser. And when I mean do it like redo that like frequency cutout thing, that's just a few of them, right? That's a few of them. You can make them, you can change the bandwidth. For example, here of the bandwidth at like 60. This is not something you can copy off me. This you will have to do for your voice, for your microphone, for your room. It's literally, it can be the different corner. Like if you're in another corner of your room, it will sound completely different. So you just have to listen to yourself, and you have to just keep on improving, keep on improving the voice until it sounds good. I would, if it's too crowded, like if you have like 9 bands, basically you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? You want to close it. It will be saved. Create a new one. Just get the VST again. Make a new one and then open it and then just put all the other ones in here. And don't make it too crowded. Just keep working on it. You can add as many EQs as you want. So for example, I have here a few cutouts here. There was a sharp problem in the sibilance. And you can also add a little bit of air frequency. Basically, you make it a band, keep it there, and increase the gain just by a bit, not too much. Add another one. You can add one for a V shape, this is called a V shape. So basically, it's a cut around the mid frequencies and an increase and the bass frequencies and the treble frequencies. So basically, this will make your sound more gripping. It's more like a podcasty sound. It's a very nice, desirable sound. Like, I recommend doing this. Don't do it too much. Like, I have it here at like -3, -4. That's it. Don't do it more than that. Don't do it more than that, right? You have to kind of experiment with that. I cannot tell you exactly how to make it. You just have to fit it to your voice. I have another one here. Where I go more into the bassier frequencies, the cutouts and the bassier frequencies. And I have a kind of a lift here because there was nothing going on there. Kind of like a mid lift. Then I will introduce you to the next plugin, which you can install like this. You want to go into the VST. You want to select fresh air. And with that, you can kind of tweak your, like, the freshness in your voice. It's really, really nice. Just play with these knobs until it sounds right. If it sounds too bright, turn it down a bit. So these affect your like ultra high, like like those frequencies, and this more of your inner voice. Once you have that set, make a high pass and a low pass, which is basically you're going to get the EQ again, and you want to open that. You want to make a high pass, which is this loop here. So basically, these are the low frequencies, these are the high frequencies, you know. So you don't need this. You don't need this. The ultra low frequencies are like when you hit your desk, when you hit your microphone, like other frequencies we don't need that are not a part of your voice. So basically, you're gonna go and type, make it a high pass, and then you wanna have it like 100 to 120, somewhere around that. Whatever sounds good for your voice. If you have more of a brighter voice, you want to kind of experiment with that, but you don't want to you don't want to have it under 100. And for the low pass, basically that's the same for the high frequency, so there's not too much noise. You want to go at type low pass, and then you want to make it 1500. You can also make it 1800 depending on how much noise you got going on. If it's 1800, 19,000 is where the human hearing stops. That's something you can't hear anymore. So you want to have it like at around 15 to 18,000. That will get rid of the air. You know, that's the stuff that you don't want. That's the type of background noise that still got through. You don't want that. Cut that out. This is a personal touch, how I got my voice to sound like how it sounds right now. I have a different EQ as well, which is the industry standard. You can also acquire this in very different ways. And basically, it's just another shaping EQ with de-esser. So basically what we just did. So you can achieve this sound quality. You just need to get like 1-2 more compressor. No, sorry, not compressors. 1-2 more EQs and kind of like EQ it like how you want it. Then if you're not loud enough, you can add another gain. And then most importantly, add a limiter. So basically the limiter is going to stop you from being too loud. So basically just add that boom limiter and then turn that down to like -1. You don't want to be too loud and have the release to 15 seconds. Otherwise, if you have it any higher than that, it's going to cut out your voice for way too long. It's going to sound like something is wrong with your voice. It's not good. So turn it down lower, but you don't want it any lower than like 15 milliseconds. That's for your mic. Okay, very important. Now, this is what I see all the time when other people stream with other people, right? When they're in voice, they're way too quiet. I cannot hear anybody. Big issue. So basically, Discord. Go to filters. So first of all, EQ. You want to have a nice little V curve going on. We don't really care about their sibilance because Discord kind of mangles the whole audio quality anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you just basically want to have like a nice gripping sound for your co-streamers. So start at EQ1, high pass, boom. Start high pass, around 100. I have it at 98, same thing. Make another one, 2. Make it a band. And then increase it by just a tiny bit. I have a 1.7. You can make it 2. And you want to have that at like 180, 200, not really 200, like just tiny bit before that to increase the bass bump. Basically, third one, you want to make that a band and kind of deduct like 2 to 3 decibels from the mid frequencies. This was just like, this is a standard V curve. This is nothing special. You want to add another one. You can just add a band by pressing this, make it another band. Gain, make that like 2. These are like the area frequencies again. This is very nice. And you know, they also have sibilance, so add another one, make that a band. Decrease the bandwidth so it's like a smaller dip. And make it like -3, -2. That's for the sibilance, that's the de-esser. And you want to cut it with a low pass. You just go on low pass, and then you want to cut it at 18,000 kilohertz, so you don't hear the noise. And that's it for the EQ. So you want to add a compressor on there. Very, very important. Now you need the compressor. Basically, you can make that 4:1. Bring it down to -28 dB. Turn the attack to 6 milliseconds. Release 33. Output gain 0.4, and then make this side chain it to your microphone. So basically find your microphone, click on that, so it's side chain. Basically what that does, when you talk, they are going to be like quieter. You want to do that same thing to your Spotify and to your game as well, so nothing overpowers your voice. Add another VST plugin and make that fresh air. Then you want to kind of just barely affect it. Like I have it at 8 and 9. That just gives it like a nice little boost of the sibilance, and like I have it at 8 and 9. That just kind of gives it like a nice like boost. It's nice. It sounds better. And here I basically have a fab filter on there again, and I kind of turned I kind of did a more like in-depth de-esser here. It's a preset bright vocals with de-esser. Actually a very good preset. So you can kind of copy that in your normal EQ, basically your rear EQ, the free one. If you would buy it, I'm emphasizing buying it. If you were to, it would cost $600. You don't have to buy it, but anyways, that's a preset. Slap it on there. And very importantly, limiter, I have it set to 7 milliseconds, and make that like -6, you want to keep it a little quieter than your voice, because you still want to be like number 1 here. And Spotify, basically you want to have, you can either do the gain or forget the gain. I'm weird like that. I subtract, I don't know, I create a little bit of a headroom and kind of mix like that. You don't have to do it. You don't have to forget about the gain. Basically, I have an EQ on here. So basically we are EQ again for Spotify. So kind of like increase the bass, increase the So basically, it's a high shelf. You got a band, another band. So this is for the kicks. This is for the sub bass, basically. Kind of like a dip in the mids because the mids are um not really the most like best sounding frequencies, but that's where the voices lie and shit. But that's very good to cut as well because then you have like more of like a more space for your voice as well, which is very nice to have. Then I have basically I just have reverb on there. It's just a personal thing. You don't have to have it. Just forget about this one. This is nothing. Then I have another compressor on here, which is A21, threshold -10, attack 760, output gain 0, and I have it side chained to my microphone. And I also have another compressor here, which is side chained to my alert. And I don't have the limiter because I like my music loud, but you should put on a limiter at a -1 and turn that one. I just like my music loud. If this is too confusing, DM me. I'll sort it out with you. I suck at explaining, but unfortunately the guy that sucks at explaining has the best audio setup. So please ask and I'll help you with your audio personally when I have time. But don't do that. Don't just like follow the other tutorials because they suck. I mean, you compare like how they sound versus like how I sound. Like, what sounds better? Like, that's not just my voice. Like, that's also like that's how I have it set up. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions on how I have my stuff set up, then do let me know. Bye.